I think one of the hardest things about transition is allowing enough time to create all these moves that we're starting to kind of layer on top of each other, and adding more time to your swing is a very difficult thing to do. So let's have a look at where we are so far and how that relates to time. So from the top of the backswing, you know, we've said that we want the pelvis sitting back, we want the legs rotating and the club kind of moving this way. That's quite a lot going on in a very short space of time. And typically golfers would be in a hurry to start pulling on the club and creating power that way, or just haven't got the poise to allow for all that to happen in that, you know, while holding the club up in the air. So for me, I mean, I always talk about the sense of finding the ground, and that's where, from the top of the backswing, it seems like a second, but I'm sure it's only a fraction of that. But there is that moment in time where there's no kind of pulling or force going in the direction of the ball or the target. It's just a sense of sitting back into my balance and allowing the club to find the right plane. And that seems, as I say, it seems like quite a long time, but when I film it, it's almost nothing. My point being, you do need that poise in transition to allow the pelvis to move that way, to get the shaft to get down onto plane. It's a hard thing to do. I think typically, if you're anything like me, there is an anxiety to kind of race down to the ball, especially if you're trying to create power. So well worth spending some time on the practice range and see if you can really develop that sense of poise and patience before you start creating any real speed. Wouldn't it be great if in our practice, we could develop a better sense of balance and composure at the top of the swing? So very simply, this drill will go a long way to achieve that. And the aim of the game is to make your backswing, to make a full backswing. It should feel fairly tight, and then stop completely for a clear 2 seconds when nothing else is happening. I've got to say, I find that exceptionally difficult. I am always in a hurry to get down from the top of the swing. So let's give it a go, and we'll see how we get on. So to the top, and then hold it for 2 seconds while nothing else is going on. Now that felt like an absolute age at the top of the swing for me. I don't know what it looked like on camera, but it felt like a very long time. The ball strike wasn't great, but I'm confident with a few more hits I start to put that together. Let's try that again. To the top and stop for a clear 2 seconds. And that was much better. Now, some of the real benefits from that are, firstly, you'll have a much better sense of awareness as to where your balance is at the top of the swing. Now, I know for me that, you know, oftentimes I'm there for such a short space of time, the weight would be on my toes, or I'd be off balance without even knowing. And of course, that's really important leading into, you know, creating power in the downswing. And also, you'll build a better sense of awareness as to how the hands and the shaft are moving as you start down. If you've enjoyed this video, then please click subscribe, and I'll keep you up to date with more coaching information. And if you really want to take your game to the next level, then please visit my website, golfcoach.online, where you'll see there my subscription channel, which is Golf Coach Access, which is all about building a golf coaching and education community and having really structured long-term programs. And the best thing is you can get immediate free access.